Hey, this is Russell again, and today, I'm excited because today, we're not just talking about ClickFunnels, which is one of the coolest things in the world, but for you to really utilize ClickFunnels and really have success from it, I think it's vitally important that you not only get good at using the software and using the tool, but you actually become a marketer. ClickFunnels was built by marketers like me, for marketers to be able to market their products and their services. And sometimes people come in and they have a product, they have a service, they want to sell it, and they throw it in ClickFunnels, and they build a funnel, and then they're like, nobody's buying it, nobody's coming to my thing, no one's giving their email address. Like, why not? It's because it's not just something you put out there and hope that the best happens. It's something where you have to understand the marketing behind it. And so what I want to do during this walkthrough is to help you understand some of the core fundamental concepts of marketing that are essential for your success inside of funnels. To kind of step back, because I know that a lot of people when they first get into ClickFunnels, they don't even know what a funnel is. Most people obviously have heard of a website, right? When I got started in this business 15 years ago, websites were the thing. And it's funny because I remember back then, everybody would come and they would say, like, oh, do you think I need a website? Like, everyone's talking about websites, should I get one? And now we kind of laugh about that because today, like, there's no business, I don't think, that doesn't have a website. You have to have a website to exist. And that's kind of what funnels are today. Funnels are the future. Like, they are the evolution of websites. It's where everything is going. And so people always ask me, like, well, do I need a funnel for my business? And I always kind of chuckle because they don't understand the strategy. And when they do, it's like, oh, wow, like, there's no point to a website. Like, the only thing I need is a funnel. So the first core concept you have to understand, I learned this initially from one of my very first marketing mentors. His name is Dan Kennedy. And he said this: whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. And I remember hearing that and just didn't really resonate with me. But bear with me as I share this story with you. You're gonna find out, like, this is the key, most important thing to understand in business, in marketing, in funnels. So let me tell you my story. So when I got started in this business back 15 years ago, I was in high school and I had built my very first website selling potato guns. Now, I had created an information product, I set up a website, I'd done my best, and back then, the way that everybody got traffic to their websites was by using a website called Google. So I went to Google, I started buying my very first Google ads. Now, as a college student, I didn't have a ton of money, so I was able to invest about $10 a day into Google ads. Now, the good thing for me is I was selling this DVD for $37. And what happened is, on average, for every $10 I'd spend, I'd sell about one DVD. So you do the math on that. I was spending $10, making $37. I had $27 profit that I was putting inside of my pocket. Now, what happened is, a little while later, Google shifted their algorithms and kind of changed how things work, and the price for every single click started going up. And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, what happened is, one day I woke up and the ads that I was running were exactly the same. I was getting the same amount of clicks, same amount of people on my website, but now instead of spending $10 a day to get the same amount of traffic, I was spending $50 a day. Now, if you do the math on that, you spend $50 a day, you make $37 a day. I was losing $13 every single day because of my website. Now, I don't know about you, but I really quickly, my wife and I realized we couldn't keep doing that and stay in business. So after 4 or 5 days, I had to turn off my website, and it was over for me. And unfortunately for me and for so many entrepreneurs, that's where most entrepreneurial dreams die, is in you're spending money and you can't be profitable and it just falls apart. A few months later, I had a friend who was in a similar business to me, and he called me up and he said, hey, Russell, I think I figured out the secret. He said, I started adding upsells to all of my products. And I was like, what do you mean an upselling? He said, well, it's kind of like McDonald's. You've been to McDonald's? I'm like, yeah. He said, you know when they offer you a hamburger? And I said, yeah. He said, do you know that for them to sell that hamburger, they actually lose money? The money for the ads and the promotion, the marketing, they actually lose money. So they sell you a hamburger for like $2 or $3, and it costs them $4 or $5 to get you there in the drive-in. He said, then they added this little sentence on there and said, hey, would you like fries and a Coke with that? And the majority of people say, oh yeah, sure, throw that in there. And they did that. The fries and the Coke is where they make their money. So they spend $3 or $4 to get someone there. They sell a hamburger for $2. They lose the $1, but they add fries and a Coke, and all of a sudden, boom, they're profitable. And so he showed me his website. He had similar websites to me selling little information products. And he said, look, what I did is I started having upsells, trying to sell the next thing that someone would need if they bought my first product. And I said, well, how would that work for my potato guns? I don't know. And he said, well, when somebody buys a potato gun DVD, what's the next thing that they need? And I was like, well, the next thing they have to buy the pipes and the glue and the barbecue igniter and all those pieces that you have to go to the store to get. And he said, you should make a kit and just upsell the kit. And so I was lucky, I found someone up in northern Idaho who actually sold potato gun kits, and we did a partnership, and I started adding those as upsells. And so I transitioned my little website into my very first funnel. I didn't know that's what it was called at the time, but it was a funnel. So somebody would buy my DVD, and then on the next page, we'd upsell them a potato gun kit. Now, if you look at the math on how this all worked, I was still spending $50 a day on Google. That didn't change. They didn't lower their prices for me. They were still charging me the same amount, and I was still averaging about 1 sale a day of my DVDs. So I was only making $37. So I was actually losing money. But then what was cool is that 1 out of every 3 people who bought my DVD ended up buying my upsell and buying my kit. You look at the math on that, my kit was $197. That means 1 out of 3. It means I made an extra $65 for every DVD I sold. That means I spent $50 a day and I was making $102 a day. So you do the math behind that, I was actually making $52 every single day. Now that is when the whole light bulb went off my head. I was like, that's the secret. Like, if I can spend more money to acquire a customer, then I win. And that's when I realized that websites made me broke, but funnels actually made me money. Now, as I started my career, after I did that, I started getting excited. I started realizing, like, wow, there's so many ways to do funnels, and I can put funnels into any business. And I started doing that, and I started going into really competitive markets where there's tons of competition. And I would look and I would see these people, all they had was a website selling a product. And I would take that concept and I would go start adding upsells and downsells and adding different things in there, and I'd start competing against these people. And what was crazy is they could spend, however many dollars a day they could spend in advertising. I could spend 2 or 3 times as much money and still make more money. And very quickly, I started beating out all my competitors in every market we went into. If you have a business and you're break even or you're losing some money, a funnel is the secret. That's what gets you from breaking even to becoming profitable. If you're doing well, but you want to grow, a funnel is the secret. It's how you start taking your business and scaling it. You make more money for every single person who comes into your funnel. Okay, the funnels are the secret to growing businesses and getting your message, your products, your services out into the world. Now, obviously, there are lots of different types of funnels, as you learned in the earlier walkthrough. Inside the cookbook, we had 22 different types. And so some of the funnels are specifically for selling a product. Okay, like my potato gun DVD, where I sold the DVD, then I upsold the potato gun kit. Some funnels aren't for that. Some funnels are for generating a lead, then you can send emails to them and sell them things in the future. Some are to generate applications, so you can call them on the phone. Some are funnels to get people into your actual location. It doesn't really matter. There's different funnels for different situations. I think a lot of people think that funnels are this mysterious thing, yet it's happening every single day right now. In fact, if you run an offline business, I promise you already have a funnel. It may be a really, really bad one, but you have one. Think about this. Let's say you're a chiropractor or a dentist or something, right? Somebody sees an ad, they drive by, they see your billboard, they see your place, they get a referral, something, right? And they come to your location. They walk up to your door. What's the first thing they do? They open the door, right, and they walk in. Now, something's happening to them. They're coming into this funnel. Now, they're greeted by somebody. It could be your front desk receptionist or whoever, right? And they're saying something. They're trying to get them to schedule an appointment or set up a call or whatever the thing might be. And then after that happens, they take them to the next step and the next step. And every business has it. There's some kind of funnel, some kind of process you're taking people through all the time. And the online funnels are the same thing. People think it's something different, but it's not. It's if I'm driving an ad from Facebook, they're going to come somewhere to a page, and maybe that page I try to ask for their email address, or maybe I'm selling them a product, or I'm taking them down this path just like I would if I was selling somebody face to face. So the coolest thing about funnels is it's not something new or different that you're not used to. It's the same thing you're used to. It's just in an online format. But I want you guys to understand that's what a funnel is. I want you to understand the one core concept is that whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. That's how you grow a company. That's how you beat your competitors. That's how you sell more products. That's how you get your ads more out there. That's how all the things that you want in business all come off of that concept. And the way you're able to spend more money profitably is by having a funnel. Think about your existing business. Think about the business you're in right now. Let's say you do have a regular website. Like, how do you take this thing with all these things and how do you restructure them into an actual funnel? And just start thinking about those things because it'll get you excited about funnels. So with that said, thanks so much, and I'll see you guys on the next training.